Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, slow flow Vinyasa practice. We'll open up, warm up, and move all parts of the body. We'll work through the shoulder girdle, the back, the hips, the arms, the hands, pretty much a little bit of everything today, as we will move towards some arm balance play, moving towards Astavakrasana, or 8-angle pose. You may want a pillow or a bolster for this, so this could serve as your landing pad when we get towards the end of the practice, working on our Astavakrasana. So grab that and then find your way into a seated position. And close your eyes if that feels okay for you, or just find a soft and steady gaze. Begin by just allowing yourself to arrive, to let go of everything else for now. Put down your to-do list. You can deal with all of that later. This is your time, just for you, for your yoga practice. There's nothing else you need to do for this next little bit. So put down any burdens, any baggage you might be carrying, set that aside. Let yourself be present and begin to check in with yourself, just to notice how you are doing today. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? How does your energy feel? What is your emotional tone? As always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, loving, patient, compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you choose to carry this intention off of the mat and out into your day, be good to yourself. Why not? Take a few nice, deep, smooth breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Or if you like, you could start in through the nose and sigh the breath out through the mouth. Begin to call yourself back now and slowly begin to flutter the eyes open. Now interlace your fingers, bring the palms together. We'll roll the wrists around in some circles. You can make these circles as big or small as you like. You find your rhythm, your pace. And then switch the direction of your circles. And then release the fingers, give the hands a little shake, and then reach the arms forward. Now open the fingers wide, and then curl all the fingers in like you're making a fist. Open the fingers wide, curl the fingers in. Begin to open and close the hands. So beginning to activate through the hands, the fingers, the wrists, and feeling this all the way up into the forearms. You can keep it slow, or you can begin to pick up the pace, opening and closing the fingers. And then shake the arms out again. Now we'll reach the arms forward again, palms reaching out in front of you. And then we'll begin to pull the shoulder blades back towards each other. So you retract the shoulder blades back. They draw in towards the spine. Pull the arms into the arm sockets. And then we'll press the hands forward. Begin to spread through the shoulder blades so you feel some protraction of the shoulder blades is spreading across the back. And then pull the arms back, shoulder blades drawing towards each other behind you. And then you press the arms forward, finding that rounding action, spread of the shoulder blades across the back. And a few more times, pulling the arms back, retracting shoulders, and then pressing hands forward, finding that protraction. A few more. And then release hands down. Just let the arms shake. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And now let's come over into a wide knee child's pose. Knees wide, big toes coming towards each other. Settle your bum back towards your heels. Come up onto your left finger pads. We'll thread the right arm underneath the body. Come to rest on the outer right arm. You can rest the right cheek, temple down to the mat, or rest your forehead. You can come up onto those left finger pads here. A few deep breaths. And then walk that left palm back in, pluck that right arm out from under you, and we'll switch it to the other side. Now thread that left arm underneath the chest, come onto outer left arm, left cheek temple, press into the right finger pads. Plant that right hand, bring yourself back to center, and now find your way up into a table. Shoulders lining up over wrists, hips lining up over knees. You can rock your hips from side to side. Find a little movement here through the spine, sort of snaking yourself around here. And then bring yourself to center. We'll take it through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale as you tilt the tail up, soften the belly, draw the heart forward, and lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, round up through the back, tailbone drops down, chin draws in towards the chest as you look to the navel. And then a few more times, rolling yourself back and forth. And bring yourself back into your table. Now root into the fingers, extend right leg back behind you, hip level-ish. And now draw that right foot over towards the left side, off of the mat. Drop the ball of that foot down, and then begin to peek over towards that right foot. So you're finding a little bend through the side body. And then bring that right leg back to center. Release that knee back down to the mat. We'll send that left leg back. And now pull that left foot over towards the right side of the mat. Drop the ball of that foot down to the mat. Press into the hands out through that left foot. Take a little peek over towards that left foot. And then bring that left leg back to center. Release that knee down to the mat. Let's send that right leg back out behind you, hip level-ish. Now drop the ball of that foot down to the mat. Press into the hands, out through that heel. Release right knee down to the mat. Send that left leg back. Drop the ball of that left foot down to the mat. Press into the hands. Press out through that heel. And then release that knee down to the mat. Let's turn the right hand around. So right fingers face back towards the knees, or if that doesn't quite work for you, turn the fingers back and out to the sides. Then gently pull your bum back towards the heels. Little opening through that right forearm. And then bring it back up. We'll flip that right hand back around to face top of the mat. Turn that left hand around, fingers back towards the knees, and then slowly begin to pull your bum back towards your heels. And then we'll switch that left hand back around. Now root into finger pads, tuck toes under, press into the hands, glide your hips up and back, downward dog. Press down through the hands, lift up through the forearms, through the armpits. You can have a bigger little bend in the knees here, especially if the hamstrings are tight. You want to keep the back nice and long, natural curves of the spine. So bend the knees if you need to do that to make that happen. So walk it out here, finding movement in your downward dog, pedaling out your legs or bending, straightening knees. And then we'll bend the knees, crouch down, bring the belly towards the thighs, coming into tiger dog. Then press into the feet, draw in through the inner legs, begin to shift yourself forward, coming into plank, shoulders come forward of the wrist, press into the hands, belly lifted, draw the hips up and back, downward dog, and then crouch it down, roll yourself forward, find that plank, hips move up and back, downward dog, bend the knees again, crouch down. Now send it forward again into your plank. Now from your plank, press down into the hands. Begin to find that protraction of the shoulders as you round the back up towards the ceiling. And now, just like we did when we were seated, we'll draw the shoulder blades towards each other behind us. So find that retraction. Press into the hands, round up through the back, spread through the shoulders, and then we'll retract the shoulder blades, draw the shoulder blades back towards each other. And then one more time, press into the hands, round up through the back, lift up through the belly, send your hips up and back. We'll bend the knees, crouch down. This time, send your right leg up, three-legged dog. Draw that right knee in towards your chest as you shift forward. Step that right leg up and back. Let's bend the right knee, take it forward again. This time, bring that right knee towards right arm. Send the right leg up and back. Bend that right knee, take it underneath the body over towards left arm. Right leg up and back. Release that foot down to the mat. Crouch it down again, down dog. Send left leg up. Bend that left knee, shift it forward, core plank. Send the left leg up and back. Then we'll bend that left knee, take it forward, this time to that outer left arm. Send that leg up and back. Bend that left knee. Now we'll take it forward over to the right arm. Send that left leg up and back. Release that foot down to the mat. Walk yourself up top of the mat. Bend your knees a lot. We'll lift up that right foot. Tuck that right hand underneath. Lift up the left foot. Tuck left hand underneath. Wiggle the toes around. Give yourself a little hand, wrist massage. You can shake, nod the head. Rock the hips. And then pluck the hands out. Take fingers to the mat. Bend your knees a lot so your bum comes down into a squat, and then press into the feet. Bring the hips back up, fold yourself in, forward fold. Let's bend the knees, sit it down into a squat again, and then press into the feet, glide the hips up, belly to thighs, release the head. One more time, bend the knees, squat it back down, and then lift your hips up. Hands to the hips, press into your feet and lift yourself all the way up. Let's take palms together at the heart. Now let's open the arms wide, cactus the arms, heart lifts, little upper back bend. Palms come together. Again, open the arms wide, cactus the arms, lift the heart. And then hands come back together. One more time, open it up, cactus arms. Palms come together, fold yourself in, forward fold, halfway lift to a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, fingers press into the mat, the shins, the thighs. Soften the knees, fold in, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Drop knees down. Lower yourself down to the mat, pubic bone, belly, torso, hug elbows in. Lift your heart up, baby cobra. Release yourself down. Reach the arms forward. Rest your forehead down onto the mat. And we'll lift the legs up. Half locust pose. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And then release legs down. Rooting down into the feet, the pubic bone. Now peel the upper body, arms, fingers up. And release it down. Let's put it all together, bring it into our full locust pose. Deep breath in as you lift the arms, lift the legs. Bring it all down to the mat. Hands under the shoulders, tuck toes. Let's glide the hips up and back, down dog. Crouch down, we'll send that right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, shift forward. Step that right foot through, and we'll stay up on the ball of that left foot. Let's take both hands inside that right foot. Bend that right knee, shift it forward, drop the hips down, and then we'll press into the finger pads. Begin to make that right leg a little bit straighter. Pull the hips back. And then again, bend that right knee, shift forward. And then press into the right foot, pull that right hip back, fold yourself in. Right leg becomes straighter. And then a few times, rock yourself back and forth. Bring it forward, and then take the right hand back to the outside of that right foot. Bend both knees, press into your feet, hug the right hip back, left hip rolls forward a little bit, reach it up into your hind lunge, straighten back leg. And we'll take the left hand forward to the top of the mat, begin to peel that right elbow up towards the ceiling, unfurl that right arm up. Heart spins up. And then we'll take the right hand down to the mat. Step it back to plank. Lower the knees down. Lower down, pubic bone, belly, torso. Let's lift it up, baby cobra. Release it down. Reach the arms forward. Lift it all up, arms and legs, locust pose. And then bring it down, hands under shoulders, tuck toes, glide the hips up, downward dog, crouch down, send that left leg up, three-legged dog, bend that knee, shift it forward, step that left foot through to that left thumb. Let's take the left hand inside of that left foot, come up onto your finger pads. Could use blocks under the hands here if you like. And we'll just rock it back and forth, just like we did on the other side. Bringing that left leg a little bit straighter as you pull the hips back. Bending the left knee, coming forward. And then we'll take the left hand back outside of that left foot. Bend both knees, press down into your feet, hug in through your legs, begin to peel yourself up, belly lifts, arms reach up, straighten that back leg, smile, breathe, hands down to the mat, step yourself back to plank, drop the knees down, lower all the way down to the belly, let's lift it up, cobra, baby cobra, release down, tuck toes, Press into the hands, glide the hips up. Step or hop it up to the top of your mat. Fold yourself in. Halfway up, flat back. Fold back in. Press into the feet, come all the way up. Palms together overhead. Hands to heart. Bend the knees, sit back in your chair. Palms come together. We'll twist it over to the right side, left elbow tucks outside of that left knee thigh. Press the palms, lift the belly. Spin the heart up. Bring it to center. Sit the hips back. Spin it to the other side. Right elbow tucks outside that left knee thigh. Press the palms, lift the heart. Back to center, press into the feet, rise up. Hands back to heart. Reach the arms up. Fold it back in. Halfway up to your flat back. Plant your hands on the mat. Step back to plank. Now either drop knees, lower yourself all the way down to the mat and bring it up into your cobra, or we'll take it into a chaturanga, low push-up, and then upward dog. For your chaturanga, roll it forward on your toes, bend your elbows, lower yourself about halfway down. Elbows will line up over the wrists, keep the shoulders above the level of the elbows. So keep the integrity in the shoulder girdle, no dumping into the shoulders. And we'll come on to tops of the feet, thighs lifted, heart pulls forward, upward dog, back to downward dog. Crouch it down, left leg up, bend the left knee right into the chest, shift forward, left foot steps through. Keep that right hand down on the mat. Begin to peel that left elbow up towards the ceiling, unfurl the arm. Left hand comes back down. Bend that right knee, press into your feet, lift yourself up, arms reach up, and maybe you straighten the back leg. Hands down to the mat, step yourself back to plank. And now you find your flow, your version. Meet back in downward dog. Crouch it down, right leg up. Bend the right knee, shift forward, core plank. Step that right foot through. Keep that left hand down on the mat. Begin to peel that right arm up towards the ceiling as you spin the heart. Spin the gaze up. Right hand comes back down. Step it back. Oh, actually, let's bend that left knee, press into your feet, lift up. Finding that high lunge, arms reach up. Hands down to the mat, step it back to plank. Find your flow. Back to downward dog, walk it out, pedal it out. Lower knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels. Drop over to one hip. Swing your legs around. Knees bent. Plant the feet down on the mat. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Walk your feet in, toes in, knees hug in. Lift up the shins. Coming into Navasana boat pose, can keep the hands where they are or reach the arms forward. Can keep a bend in the knees, or you could bring the legs a little bit straighter. Drop the feet down, hands to the knees. Pull the heart forward through the arms. Plant the feet back down, hands underneath the shoulders. Walk the feet in, hug the knees in towards the chest, lift up your shins, you find your boat pose. Lower the feet back down, hands to knees or shins, pull the knees wide, draw the heart forward. And then drop the feet down, knees come back, hip width, hands back underneath shoulders, walk your toes in, hug the knees into the chest, lift up, keep lifting up through your low back, spacious through the heart. Hands stay where they are or you lift them up. Maybe you straighten the legs. And then hands to back of the thighs, drop the feet down. Hands to knees, shins, pull the knees wide, heart forward. And then drop the feet down. Okay, let's take it into our play, our arm balance play. This is where your pillow may come in. I've got a little meditation cushion here. You may want something out in front of you just so you don't have the fear of maybe doing a face plant. We'll be low to the ground, so there's not too far to go anyways, but just if you want a little comfort, could use a bolster, pillow, meditation cushion, whatever you got, just so you have a soft landing if it goes that way. And keep your sense of humor, bring some playfulness to this, and we'll just give it a go, and you do whatever works for you. All right, so from our seat here with the knees bent, we'll take the right arm in between the legs. So right arm is in between the two legs. Now we'll hug that right upper arm into that right inner thigh. Cross the left ankle over the right, and then squeeze that right upper arm with the legs. It's really scissoring with the legs. Then we'll take the hands, spread the fingers wide, and begin to bring the hands down to the mat, shoulder width distance, fingers spread wide, squeezing with the legs. Now lift your bum up, keep the legs squeezing, and shift yourself forward so that the elbows come right up over the wrists. Now you could stay here, you could keep the feet down, you could maybe lift the feet up just a little tiny bit. Maybe you send the legs out to the side. Squeeze, and then pull the feet back in, back down to your bum, you come. We'll take it over to the other side. Shift the legs over in the other direction. And let's do it on this side. Now we'll take the left arm in between the legs, and we'll hug that left upper arm into that left inner thigh. Really press them together. So leg is pressing into the arm, arm is pressing into the leg. And then we'll cross right ankle over the left. Take the hands forward, spread the fingers. Keep that scissoring of the legs, squeezing that left arm. Plant the hands shoulder width distance. Spread the fingers wide. Lift your bum up. Shift yourself forward so elbows track over the wrists. Maybe you pick up the feet just a little tiny bit, keeping the knees hugged in. Maybe you extend the legs out. And then bring it in, lower down. Let's do it one more time on each side just for fun. So turning back over to the other side, planting the feet down, knees bent. Let's take that right arm inside the legs, right upper arm gluing into that right thigh. Cross left ankle over the right. Hug this right upper arm, hug it, squeeze it with those legs. Hands to the mat, shoulder width distance. Lift your bum up. Bring the elbows up over the wrists. Stay here. Feet could be down. You could even just rest your head on your pillow here and just get a feel for it. Or maybe you lift the legs, the feet up, hold it here. Maybe you extend legs out. And then we'll pull it in. Lower your bum. Unravel. Same thing other side, one last time. Smile. Okay, feet planted. Sitting up tall here, let's take that left arm in between the legs. Left upper arm plugs in to that left inner thigh. Right ankle crosses. Squeeze that arm with both legs. Spread the fingers. Plant hands. Lift up your bum. Bring the elbows over the wrists. And then maybe you lift the feet. Maybe you send out the legs. And we'll bring it in. Lower down. And then bring yourself into a comfortable seat. Shake the hands out. Shaky, shaky, shake. For a moment, take your hands, tuck them inside your armpits. Little wrist release. And then again, we'll interlace the fingers. Roll the wrists around. And then switch the direction. Rolling the hands around. Shake it out. Reach the arms forward. And then we'll spread the fingers wide. Pull the fingers in, just like we did earlier. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. And now we'll take backs of the palms together, fingers pointing down. And then turn the palms back around, palms together. Bring the thumbs to the sternum. Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. Back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. Honor yourself for showing up today for you, for your yoga practice. May you feel safe, may you be healthy, may you be happy, may you live with ease, may your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. With love and gratitude, namaste.